for the opportunity to share. It has been, my name is Pam Frazier, and I actually work in the medical field, and
Mm,
have been for the last 20 or so years. Um,
mm,
and so being introduced to this company um, has definitely given me a different perspective on things, from the natural side of things. And, I feel like it's always been my journey. I've always looked for natural solutions, even being in the traditional medical field. I've always looked for natural solutions. And so I don't think it's by coincidence that I was led in this path. And, although it was quite unexpected, I'm so
mhm.
grateful that partnering with Wakaya has so transformed my life in a way that I would not have, that I just couldn't even imagine. Not just my life, but the lives of so many of my loved ones and family and friends. And so this has
Mm,
just become such a passion for me now to be on a mission of helping people find different ways, different sources, different solutions for improving their health, because of what it's done for me. I can be a
right.
walking testimony, and a witness to the benefits of natural solutions.
Mhm. So let's talk about your issues and challenges in which you had.
Hmm.
Um, First and foremost, let's talk about the doctor diagnosis. We'll go with that one first, and
Hmm.
then we'll end up with the weight loss,
Okay. So I was
or whichever,
diagnosed.
or whichever one you prefer to go first.
No, we can do that. That's fine.
Okay.
Because that's probably the most significant. But when I was diagnosed with a chronic autoimmune disease, lupus, and in 2010. But
Mhm.
and I never really share this part of the story because we only have a few minutes to share. But
Right. Right.
it was years before I got my diagnosis. I went through a journey for probably about 4 or 5 years before they even gave me a diagnosis, seeing different doctors because we're trying to figure out what's going on. Why are you tired all the time? Where's the joint pain coming from? Why are you losing your hair? All of these things. So it took a few years before they diagnosed because it mimics so many different diseases. And it had come to a point where I was like, something, am I going crazy? Like, is something wrong with me, or is it not something not wrong? And eventually I got the diagnosis in 2010. And I didn't want to receive it. I was like, no, that's not going to be my journey. I had heard, about the the sickness of lupus, the disease of lupus. I've lost family members and friends to lupus. And I was just feeling like I pray this is not my story. Like, so I had already, I was taking medications at this point because I was losing my hair. So I had to get cortisone injections in my scalp to try to slow that down to keep it from spreading. Um, and that was in itself was devastating. And so I dealt with that as long as I could. And it was a journey because they're painful. I don't know if anybody's ever had cortisone injections. I know some people that have problems with the knees and so forth. It is not a comfortable feeling. They're painful.
Mhm.
And so um, when I finally started to see a rheumatologist, they put me on lupus medication. And, the journey starts from there because prior to that diagnosis, I was not on any medications for anything. So now I'm diagnosed with lupus. Now I'm seeing a rheumatologist who handles, that kind of disease, and she put me on medications, and those medications started causing side effects, and then I had to see another doctor, and then I was having other issues and had to see other doctors, heart problems with my heart. So I'm having to see a cardiologist, and they're putting me on medication to slow down my heart rate. And then that's causing another problem, and I'm seeing a pulmonologist now. So it was just a cycle, like
Yeah.
medication after medication, doctor after doctor. And this went on for years. The symptoms for me, I dealt with fatigue at times that was so debilitating. Like, if you could ever imagine getting enough, you could never get enough rest. I don't care how much rest I got, it was never enough.
Mhm.
I started separating myself from family and friends because I didn't want them to think I was lazy, because I never felt like doing anything. Typically my weeks would consist of a struggling to go to work. I would come home on Friday, and on a lot of Fridays, a lot of weekends, I spent home and never left the house until it was time to go to work Monday. The joint pain at times had me in the bed. Um, my skin had just gotten really dry, and my hair was still brittle, not falling out as much, but I dealt with severe sun sensitivity, so I couldn't be out in the sun for long periods of time. I could wake up on any given day and my face will be blown up like in a big rash, and so I'm taking medications for that. So it was really um, a decrease in my quality of life. I kind of got depressed and kind of stayed home, stayed to myself, didn't want to surround myself, started missed family reunion one year. That was devastating because I was so looking forward to it. But the disease was so unpredictable, because I had good days and I had bad days. But on my bad days, I felt like I had the flu. And so if anybody's ever had the flu, it just doesn't feel good. So you don't feel like doing anything. And
Mhm.
it was just a cycle that I knew I didn't want to get involved in, didn't want to continue in. I'm sorry, I was in it, but I didn't want to continue in that cycle. And so
Mhm.
um, when I started looking for natural solutions on my own before I was introduced to Wakaya. And I found a few things here and there, started doing some research, but didn't find anything that really was effective until Wakaya. Um, and I don't know if you want me to keep going with it or if you wanted me to stop,
Yes,
because I could
yes.
keep going and going.
Well, I, 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 I hint and I heard a key word in which you just mentioned, and it seems like it's the hardest thing for us to do, and that is to research. I often say, and I said it earlier before we started, you have to do your own independent research about things. Then that's where you will be in the know and know that there are healthier alternatives available for you. But yes, please go ahead and continue on. So
So,
let me say, at that point in time, and you researching the other products, alternative products that was available to you.
mhm.
Um, how did you find out about Wakaya and the products in which we have?
Well, I happened upon it when I saw a family member on Facebook who had lost weight, and her
Mhm.
results were so significant. We reached out to her, and I wanted to know what she was doing, because with me being so secluded, I had put on some pounds. I had struggled with my weight on and off for years. And I've tried every solution, every potion, every pill, every shot, everything. I've tried everything. And I haven't had sustained success. So I'd lose a few pounds here and gain more back. And so I was figuring maybe if I lost a little weight, maybe it would help me feel a little better. Maybe, because the doctor, when they diagnosed me with lupus, always said, learn to eat right and exercise, which I didn't do because I was
Mhm.
too tired to exercise. I had no energy. And most days I just came home from work and would pick up something to eat and didn't want to cook dinner, so that was my cycle. And so I had put on a few pounds, but when I saw a family member had lost a significant amount of weight, I was like, whatever you're doing, I wanted something. I told myself, let me try one more time. Let me try this one last program and see if this works, right?
Mhm.
And so I jumped on board. I started on the program. I started using our Bulafit, started doing Bulafit, following the ketogenic lifestyle. And obviously I had gotten everything together, and I started taking the ginger and turmeric. And I noticed immediately that the joint pain and the fatigue I was experiencing started to subside. Actually, it stopped. Like, and it's my testimony. I know we have, wanting to be
Right.
compliant because everybody's results vary, can vary.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But and I started the keto the same time I started taking the ginger and turmeric. But the day I took it, I remember coming home and I had so much energy this day. I don't think I went to bed till 11 o'clock that night. And I always, to me, that was significant because I was usually in the bed at 8 o'clock on most nights. And
Mm-hmm.
so I was like, oh, I must have really had a good day today. And so I continued with the high impact ginger and turmeric, and I started, eating differently, and the days just continued on into weeks. And I'm like, wow, I'm really having a good day. I'm thinking I'm not having a flare up, but the days
Mm-hmm.
continued into weeks. And I'm so happy to say that here I am a year and a half later, and I still feel as fantastic as I did when I first started on this program. Um, I was feeling so good throughout my journey. I was seeing my rheumatologist every 3 months, and I skipped a few appointments because it just wasn't even on my radar. I was feeling so fantastic. The doctor's office called me and said, "Hey, you've missed the last couple of appointments. We need to have you come in, to get your blood work done," because that's what I would do every 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
So when I went in, and I usually prepared it ahead of time for my appointment, so I had my blood work done first. When I went in for my appointment, the doctor looked at my inflammation levels and she was like, "How do you feel?" And I said, "I feel great." That was not my story. Every appointment I went in prior to that, every 3 months, I was like, "Doc, I don't feel good. I don't feel
Right.
good. I need some relief." And you know what she would do? She would ask me if I was depressed. "Are you depressed?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm depressed. I don't feel good." But I wasn't trying to claim, I'm not clinically depressed. Like, I don't want you to prescribe me a depression medication.
Something else.
I
Mm-hmm.
want some relief from these symptoms. That's what I wanted. And I just couldn't get that year after year after year. Every year, I'm tired. I'm depressed. I feel bad. My joints hurt. I'm exhausted. What can you do? And it was always the same
Mm-hmm.
thing. Well, kind of diet and exercise and eat right and nothing. And when I told her what I was doing, I told her, and plus I had, by the way, lost 45 pounds by this time.
Right.
So she was
Mm-hmm.
like congratulating me on that. She was happy about that. And she asked me, "What are you doing?" I told her, "I'm taking this high impact ginger and turmeric, it comes, explaining everything to her." She said, "Oh, I know about the benefits of ginger and turmeric." And so my question was, well, why didn't you tell me? Right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
so I'm happy to say that when she looked at my blood work, my inflammation levels were the lowest that they had ever been since I had been seeing her, which had been for several years. Um, my levels, without going into detail about it, my levels would run in between the 30s and 40s. And when I went in for my blood work, it was down to 7. That's why she asked me, she was like, "What are you doing?"
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
so she told me that my results were so good, and since you're feeling so good, she had to ask me repeatedly, "Are you sure you're feeling okay? Does it hurt?" I said, "Nope, joints don't hurt." She did a full exam, and I just walked out of there feeling like, wow, I feel like I got my life back. I feel like something that
Mm-hmm.
the doctors have been working on for years to try to help relieve me of, I did it on my own. Well, with the help of Wakaya, of course, but because I decided to take a chance, I really wasn't sure that I didn't know what the benefit was going to be, but I'm so happy that I did because
Mm-hmm.
if I didn't, I probably would have still been dealing with my lupus symptoms and could have probably
Mm-hmm.
gotten worse. But my quality of life, Mr. Ray, has completely transformed. And a sign of it
Mm-hmm.
is I'm up, it's after 9 o'clock and I'm on a live sharing my story. So,
Mm-hmm. And now, one thing I want to mention, and you did touch on it a few minutes ago. Now, we make no medical claims whatsoever about our products, that each and every one is different.
Right.
I like to say that I help people medically, and I guess everybody else in Wakaya can say that as well, that we help people medically through information that we give to you. Okay. And if you
Right.
notice what Pam was saying is when her doctors saw the report and said, like, wow, what's going on? That's when people come off the meds that they are on. You don't come off the meds, you just take what we have with your meds, and then with your doctor's blessings, they will tell you if you need to come off your meds or not. So we make no claims, for everybody is different. But through customer testimonials, and like we have right now, and others, they have come off of high blood sugar meds, come out of pre-diabetic and diabetic state, high blood pressure, cholesterol, from arthritis meds, and on and on and on. And it's because, once again, the high impact ginger and turmeric in which we have with Wakaya, that Wakaya is named one of the Fijian islands, that our founder, David Gilmore, again, you have the slightest idea who he is. Google David Gilmore, or perhaps you drink, or you have drunk Fiji water, or you've seen Fiji water. He is also the founder of Fiji water. And it was there on the Fijian islands that our ginger and turmeric is hand cultivated and harvested in the rich, pristine, as Dr. Janine always say, volcanic soil there, that is rich in nutrients and minerals, and has been declared as a USDA certified organic property because it meets the standards of the agency. Now, a lot of people that I meet as well, oh, I've been taking ginger and turmeric. I met a lady today, an older lady, had a great conversation. She said that's all she ever took, but she was not aware of the high impact ginger and turmeric that has, the turmeric has um, about 6 times more of the healing ingredient curcumin than that of the leading traditional brand, or what I call, Pam, the neighborhood stores or pharmacies,
Yes,
which
that's right.
you have to look at your labels, ladies and gentlemen, because everything is not pure or organic. A lot of additives. And in the neighborhood stores, it's only about 0.92% compared to 5.96% of that of our high impact turmeric. And our ginger is 3 times more impact or powerful or potent than that of the neighborhood stores. And when you see our labels, and you can't see it here, I don't know, maybe you can, but the only thing you will see is either ginger or turmeric.
That's
That is the
right.
only ingredient, and it states 100% USDA certified organic. Now, let me ask Pam, when you started taking your ginger and turmeric, what is the time frame that, months that you started, and when you not only felt the relief, but when you went back to the doctor, what time frame was that?
So I started in September of 2017, and I
Mm-hmm.
went back to the doctor. Now, I would have had my appointment 3 months after that, which I missed, and then I missed the next one in March. So it was June when I saw her. It was June
Mm-hmm.
from the time I started taking it to June. So 6, 7, 8, 9 months, 10 months, about 9 or 10 months.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
So, yeah, it was significant. Like I said, I was feeling so well. I missed the last two appointments, so I was like, "Oops." Um,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, I was. The results I felt were immediate. And again, everybody's different, but I'm so glad I did. I have not. I tell you what, I have not been without it since then.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They're what we call the dynamic duo, the spices of life, and they have
Right.
definitely been spices for my life. And all ginger and
Mm-hmm.
turmeric is not alike. I just like you, I've heard so many people say that the ginger, oh, I take ginger and turmeric. But if you're still dealing with the same issues you were having, then maybe it's time to consider some other ginger and turmeric, high impact, because it all comes down to that soil that it's grown in that makes it so much more powerful.
Right, right. Now, I know we have a lot of people that are watching in tonight, both your friends and my friends, and we thank you for watching in. I can't see who's watching in or commenting right now because I have the comments slid to the off the screen, so I won't be
Okay.
distracted by your comments. But we thank you for watching in, and also if you have any questions, feel free to place questions, and we'll look back at a later time and address the questions which you have. I am excited. Now, Wakaya Perfection is a new and growing company. We're global. We're diversified. With some great people that's involved, and majority of the people are products of the product. I was excited coming from Inspire. In We were acquired in October, and we transitioned over in November. And I was excited because the weight loss product, which I heard so much about, me at 5'7.5", I always throw the half in there. For my stature, I suppose we weighing between 160 and 165 pounds, but I had got way up into the 200s over the years.
Mm-mm.
Um, I wasn't happy. I didn't feel good, didn't look good, what have you. But on November the 26th, I started the Bulafit weight loss program. I did the meal replacement shake that has, again, ginger and turmeric within and the appetite
Yes.
control capsules, but also was doing the ginger and turmeric and other products as well. Three
Right.
weeks ago, when I weighed myself in, I've lost over 35 pounds. Now, I haven't weighed myself
Wow,
since.
amazing.
And a lot
Yes.
of things, I tell you, it feels great. You have a lot of energy, mental focus and clarity.
Yes.
Um, I've come down from size 38 in the waist, now back to a 34, and I haven't been in a size 34 in years.
Wow.
I had to buy new belts and come down to size large shirts, and I can tuck my
Yeah.
shirts inside my pants and don't have to,
Yeah.
wear them on the outside so you won't look as big. But I tell you, the products has been amazing. And some of my
Amazing.
customers that has tried as well, they look great. They're losing weight. And but then too, it's sad when a lot of people don't really understand what it is that we do and the products. Now, a lot of people heard about keto, the keto diet. Now, I mentioned that it's different. Keto diet is how you prepare food. You may lose some
Right.
weight, but with our Bulafit meal plan, it puts our bodies into a state of ketosis. Do your own independent research. Look up
Yes.
research ketosis. That's when our body's natural fat burning modes burns
Mm-hmm.
our own fat from within for its source
Mm-hmm.
of energy. And so that's why when we have testimonials like Pam, myself, and others, that's why we're losing weight so fast. Now, we're not depriving ourselves whatsoever on the products. The
Mm-mm.
appetite control capsule, it just keeps us from cravings for food and snacks. So I take mine in the mornings along with my ginger and turmeric, and it holds me, Pam, to about 2 or 3 o'clock. Now, today, I haven't did my meal replacement shake. I haven't ate it all yet since this morning.
Right.
So
Right.
it's just the product itself that is
Right.
working, and it's just amazing. I want to hear your testimony in your weight loss over 45 of 40 pounds. Congratulations to you. And
Thank you so
go ahead and
much.
share that with everyone.
Well, mine is 45 pounds, and I was a
Mm,
little over 200 pounds when I started. And I know, like I said, I've been dieting on and off for years, but I know when it got uncomfortable for me, when I realized it was time to do something different, when I was getting out of breath just getting dressed. I was like, okay, maybe I need to do something. And that's what led me to reach out to a family member that I saw on Facebook. But when I tell you, I really believe that, this keto quote unquote diet is really not a diet. It truly is a lifestyle, because I look at all the other diets I've done over the years, and it had a beginning and an end to it, right?
Mhm.
Everything I
Mhm.
started, you can't get the shots but for so long. You can't eat that certain food but for so long. And so there's a beginning and an end date. With our program, it's like keto on steroids, keto made easy. So it's not meant to replace what you're, well, it is. It's a meal replacement shake, but you still have to do some things. You still have to eat, learn how to eat differently. You need to reduce
Mhm.
some things out of your diet, out of your lifestyle. And quite frankly, the things that we need to reduce are not good for us anyway. And so
Mhm.
in the beginning, I didn't think I'd be able to do it. But because of this keto made easy, because of this meal replacement shake, it really truly made it just simplified it and amplified the results. And so now,
Mhm.
I've been to the weight that I'm kind of like happy at right now. So I just sustain. I just, I keto is my lifestyle, basically. And I've been able to sustain it. And like I said,
Mhm.
it's been a year and a half. And I've heard so many, you hear so many myths and so many people. It's amazing how many people think they know what keto is, and are thinking they're doing keto and not doing keto. They mix it with the Atkins diet. Oh yeah, that's the high protein, and oh yeah, that's this, and oh yeah. No, and so we really are on a mission now to educate and let people decide, to help people understand the benefits of keto for your health, for your blood pressure, your they call it the even good for Alzheimer's, because keto, when you feed you're giving your brain more fat, it's good for your brain. They found that it's helped with
Mhm.
people with dementia and Alzheimer's, and so there's some science behind the keto diet, and it's keto lifestyle. Let me rephrase that.
Mhm.
And so, but
Mhm.
my journey has been so amazing with it. I feel better than I've felt in years. My weight has been down. I have sustained it. Um, and I'm just feeling great. The added benefit are high impact natural, ginger and turmeric, that has just been life saving for some and life changing for so many of us. It's just been the best thing. And so I'm just doing my best to try to get as information out to as many people as possible. Anybody
Mhm.
that will hear. So my encouragement is always to encourage people to open your mind to the possibilities. Because the thing is, Mr. Ray, we don't hesitate when the doctor tells us to take another medication. When the doctor prescribes another medication, we don't question it. We get the
Mhm.
prescriptions filled and we take them. And my thing is, you have to look at it. When you're on 2 or 3 different blood pressure medications and your blood pressure is still not under control, that to me is a clue that there's still a problem. So I just want to encourage people to look for different options, to take control of your health, to be proactive, and to get involved. And then there's some people that feel like, oh, well, I don't need it, I'm healthy, blah, blah, blah. But either you take care of your health now, right? Which means you still have to give your body some things, because we're lacking so much in minerals and nutrients and hydration and all kinds of things, taking care of our bodies from the inside out, from the core.
Mhm.
You're either going to take care of your health now, or you're going to take care of your sickness later, and your sickness will probably cost you more. And so I
Right.
just want to encourage people to just open your mind to different possibilities.
Mhm. Mhm. Let me ask you, when you talked about the pains that you had prior to with our new product, the CBD oils and creams, are you using that?
I am definitely using that. The CBD oil, I do drop her under the tongue every night.
Hmm.
Sleep like a
Hmm.
baby. Best sleep. And you know what's so funny is I, I never really had problems sleeping, but I sleep even better than I slept before. So that's amazing. And
Yes, yes.
yeah, yeah. And I haven't had any, I haven't really experienced any joint pain or anything per se so much, because I'm doing,
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking care of it from the inside, with the ginger and turmeric and, reducing inflammation. But I had like a little back injury. When you reach a certain age, sometimes there's just natural pains and things that just happen. So anytime I
Mm-hmm.
feel anything, I'm putting the Ruru cream, the CBD oil, you
Mm-hmm.
name
Mm-hmm.
it. We have something for everything. But
And that's what's so amazing about Wakaya. It's from A to Z, personal care,
yes,
skin care, for our chefs out there, seasoning, um, and excited to have our cherish with a new home. But the CBD cream myself, those old army injuries and athletic injuries that creep back on me in such an age, almost 59. But it's just so amazing. And again, do your own independent research, ladies. There are a lot of stores out there nowadays, and I went in some last week because I flipped my cap around as a distributor, but I want to see what products are they having in these hemp stores, CBD stores.
oh yeah,
Know your product. All
yeah,
CBD is not the same.
that's
Our
right.
CBD oil is third lab tested to make sure that it's from 96 to 99% pure
Pure
isolate. It
isolated.
is has no THC whatsoever, and it is not water soluble. CBD oil is not water soluble. I found that out, Pam. I went to a networking event last week, and
Mm-hmm.
this lady, she was, and etiquette, you don't supposed to bring your proper, I mean your products in, but she had her CBD drop, CBD cream, and so I said, well, what percentage of pureness is it? It's blah blah blah, but what percentage is it? It doesn't have anything on the label. Oh, it's water soluble. Oh, it is. Okay, good. But know what your products are. Now you talk about the drops. I've never had any problem sleeping, but over the last 2 months, as you say, drop it under the tongue, and
Mm-hmm.
I've slept like a baby for over the
Yes.
last 2 months. And not
Yes.
really what the purpose of the product is for those with anxiety, insomnia, and other health related issues. It was just because of the good sleep I was getting. But the
Right.
cream is something else as well. Now we have the cream, we got the drops, and we have
Mm-hmm.
three other products for pain, stress, and relaxation and sleep. And all states that it is 99.9% pure isolate. Do your own independent research about
Yes.
CBD oils and creams.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. One more, and I'm gonna let you go.
Oh,
Since you
that's
were
fine.
already in Wakaya, we transitioned over and found a new home.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you have shared with your customers our cherished premium sanitary napkins. What kind of excitement did you have when you shared that with a lot of women that have had challenges in that arena of their menstruals?
Wow. Well, I tell you what, we have come across so many. What's so funny is my husband has become, we laugh and joke about him because we call him he carries his pad bag with him regularly because we do a lot of events. And
Mhm.
I have never seen him so excited. I don't think he's ever even bothered, looked at a pad or thought about a pad until Cherish.
Me
And
either.
now he is just like the first one. He wouldn't even let us do a demonstration. He had to do the demonstration. But
Mhm.
we have gotten such good feedback, such amazing testimonies of people who are, even my family members, cousins, whose cycles were shortened, whose cramps were lessened. Um,
Mhm.
I fortunately don't have to deal with that too much anymore.
Mhm.
So I wish I had my own personal one to share, but we all have loved ones and we all know women who can benefit from it. So my
Mhm.
daughter was excited. She's away at college and she was like, Mom, her cycle was shorter. And she was excited about that, as most 20-year-olds would be.
Mhm.
But
Mhm. Mhm.
the products have been absolutely amazing. It has been an exciting venture, an ex- a marriage of two amazing mission-driven companies,
Mhm.
mission-driven minded people. And it's so funny how it just came together so easily that it just felt like we were always family, right? Like
Mhm.
it
Mhm.
was just
Mhm.
meant to be. And so the
Mhm. Mhm.
benefits have truly been amazing, truly life changing. And the thing is, we never knew. It was such a wake up call to me because this was, I said, boy, where was it when I was going through it? I wish I had known.
Mhm.
But now we do
Mhm.
know. Now we know.
Mhm.
And so when we
Mhm.
know now, we can definitely make an impact on our future generations, the ones that are dealing with so many issues that they don't have to deal with.
Yeah.
And so
Mhm.
we are so thankful for Inspire and for Cherish for coming into our lives like this. So we're excited to be
Mhm.
doing life with you guys, and this is just amazing. The best is yet to come.
Yes, it is. And with that, we're going to close. We're going to come back once again a little later and bring you back on, and we'll continue to share with each and every one of our friends and family members our result-driven products that we have. Again, our focus is to help you medically with information so you can make the appropriate decisions with your doctors. Share the information with your doctors. Uh, you